ask you, would you all please rise for the presentation of the colors by the East High ROTC. Please join me in the pledge that will be featured by Frank Magsaman.
Good afternoon. The Pledge of Allegiance has a long history here in the United States. Started back in 1892, has gone through a few editions over the years, last one being in 1954. So if you would join me in this rich heritage that we have of reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's Bryan sing for the singing of National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch so gallantly gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you, Mr. Bryan Sink. Let's give him a round of applause. All right, if you're a veteran or a veteran being honored today with the banner, would you please come forward? All right, this day is about you and your brothers and your sisters in arms who represent today. Those who are serving abroad and across our nation, and those who still struggle with the physical and emotional effects of their service. And also for those who paid the ultimate price for freedom. So could we please give them all a round of applause? You may be seated. And just really quickly, this is a monumental day in the life of our city. A day that we can tell all our children and our children's children that we were a part of. This is a celebration of a dream becoming reality, and a dream that was stirring in the people's hearts to honor our veterans and military service people in a way that is highly visible and highly inclusive. This is a celebration of collaboration of individuals and organizations coming together to create something bigger than they could achieve on their own, and of the significant financial investment made by those who share a passion for this country, the veterans who protect it. This is a community celebration, a community coming together to honor those who protect the way of life that we so often take for granted. But this is also a very personal celebration and a time of remembrance for so many. And many of you, like myself, that have purchased a banner in honor of a friend or a loved one who is no longer here. And while it brings you a sense of pride to see their banner, in some situations it's also bittersweet. And I remember as a child, my father used to tell about the stories of his time of driving trucks and working as a mechanic in the Army. And while he was never in combat, he served during combat time. And I remember him just being ready and talking about his willingness to serve and join the Army and serve his country. And that gave me a sense of a bigger world beyond Waterloo and a sense of possibility, and instilled in me a sense of responsibility to serve my country and fellow man wherever and whenever I can. And it's not just the Grout Museum, the Iowa Museum to honor our veterans. It's not just the job of Veterans Memorial Hall or the AMVETS American Legion or the VFW to only be the ones to honor our veterans. It is not just the duty of the Black Hawk County Veterans Affairs Office to care for our veterans. And while they do an excellent job, it's everyone's duty to honor our veterans. And it's not a duty, it's not obligation, it is our privilege to humbly and respectfully honor, celebrate, and care for our veterans and military families. And the dedication of this inaugural class of banner honorees is the first of many celebrations to come in the coming weeks as East and West 4th Street is transformed into a destination for all people who cherish freedom, liberty, dignity, and peace, to come together to remember and celebrate those who sacrificed to keep these values alive. May we never forget and never fail to impart these stories to future generations. So thank you all for being here and being a part of history in Waterloo. And now I would like to invite Yolando Loveless, Black Hawk County Veterans Executive Director, to say a few words on behalf of the veterans of our community. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Mayor. It's hard to always follow the mayor, as you know. But what a great day, right? The sun is shining, it's not raining. When you think about that, so we honor our mayor, we honor all of our elected officials. But if you would just give me a few minutes, General Holcomb, would you please stand? He's one of the oldest living veterans in Black Hawk County. Thank you, sir, and I have the privilege of serving alongside your daughter, Colonel Warrington, and she is the chair of the Black Hawk County Commission, and all of our commissioners, all of the elected officials, and the public, we thank you. It's an honor to stand before you. Just looking at the flags fly, we just spent 2 days in Garden of Memories. There's 7,400 veterans entombed in Garden of Memories. And so what a day to come back out and now to find out we're going to have you're able to put a face with a name. And we're going to be able to do that. And so the visionaries that created this environment, thank you, Mayor, for what you have done and all of the your co-workers that have developed this, because now veterans have an opportunity to put a face with a name. Veterans, when you think about it, we talk about the Pledge of Allegiance, but there's one unique thing about a veteran. They have an oath that they swear to the country to support and defend. And you can't go back on that oath. You can't complain about that oath. So when an order is given, that order is taken and that order is received. And so when you look at these veterans, whether they're past veterans or living veterans, and what I mean by giving a veteran a face with a name, some of us are still living. So it's an opportunity for us to celebrate life. As we spent 2 days in the cemetery, we're celebrating the death. But now we have an opportunity to celebrate life of veterans who have done great things throughout the Cedar Valley. And we have heroes that if you look around, there's heroes all day long. There's a hero named Hart and the unique things that he did. It was an honor to stand there and be a part of the honor guard when we laid the mayor's dad to rest and gave him his final, right? But here's an opportunity now that I want to sell, and then I'm going to cut this short, is if you know a veteran, get a hold of the Exchange Club, and let's get that veteran on Veterans Way. What better way to celebrate a veteran's life but to put him out and she out so that people can understand and see exactly what that veteran has done to support this country, and then what he's currently or she's currently doing in the community. What a better way. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you to City of Waterloo for allowing us veterans to shine one more day. And with that, I just want to turn it over. Thank you guys, everyone that came out. Thank you for supporting veterans. It's nothing that I take lightly when I'm dealing with a widow of a veteran, or I'm dealing with a veteran who is actually suffering from some physical, mental, or physiological disability, and to sit across of them and try to help them. But look at what our community has done. And our community continue to do great things to support our veterans. And I'll tell you this, Cedar Valley is veteran friendly. And us veterans, we take our hat off to you to say thank you for accepting us, honoring us, and praying for us. And with that, Mayor, I'll turn it back over to you.
The Exchange Club has been serving Waterloo for 75 years and recently hosted their state convention at the Waterloo Convention Center. And while Exchange honors our police and fire personnel each year, they have made significant investments in projects such as tricycle track at Exchange Park. And they are most known for the sense of patriotism. The club has been an excellent partner to the city on many projects, and now as the sales and marketing team for the Veterans Banner. Trent Hunter himself has active duty with the United States Air Force and has been a major player in this project. And he will come now to give a few remarks on behalf of the Exchange Club of Waterloo. Trent Hunter.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Yolando, for everything you do. But first, how many veterans? Right here, right? Thank you. I heard about this about a year ago, I'd say, that the mayor wanted this to happen, and I just thought, you know, it could be nice. It could be nice, and then I heard more and more and more, and I couldn't believe what he was getting accomplished and what he was doing throughout this whole thing. And then they asked me in exchange to put this on, to get these the banners up and display our veterans. And I believe for the first year we got them done. You know, we got them up. They're looking good. If you haven't seen them yet, of course you've seen them, but if you want to see them up close, we have ones that are up here that's been up here for a year. They've went through weather and everything else, and they're very, very good quality. When we take these down, these are going to be presented to the honorees and the ones that paid for them, the sponsors, and we're going to do a banquet and have this for them as a gift for them, because they'll be able to remember their veteran just as much as we did throughout the year. So we're hoping to do that around the Veterans Day in November. So I look forward to seeing you guys there. But on the other side, if you really want one of these, which I really truly hope you do, let us know. All the money is not going towards the Exchange Club. We're not using it for anything but for veterans and military causes throughout the community. So all the profits of this will go back to veterans. So please contact us. Get a hold of any of us in the blue shirts today. Talk about it. September 1st is when we're actually going to get started for 2024, and we're looking at a huge response. So the more we get now, we'll put you on the list, and we'll get you out there and going. So, but the Exchange Club, I love the Exchange Club. I'll say a little bit about the Exchange Club right now. It's 75 years in the community, And we have done so much under the radar, it's unbelievable. From the Family and Children's Council to the Exchange Club Park to, well, to the banners now that a lot of people don't know that the Exchange Club got to put on. So please remember us too, because we are patriotic. And I do have some thank yous to go out right now. Not only the mayor and the city council, but I see Mason Fromm's head back there popping around. Mason Fromm and Nagel Signs are the ones that got these banners done and got them up for us. So thank you. Jessica, thank you. Thank you. And Main Street, how awesome. I mean, really, getting along with them to get all these up with everything else she has on her agenda. There's nothing going on this weekend, right? And then Lindsay, I know I seen you earlier, Lindsay Peters. She's not being, she did all the graphics and she was awesome. She's with Experience Waterloo, so thank you, Experience Waterloo, and thank you, Lindsay. Please, just remember every vet, thank every vet. I know I get thanked a lot, and I don't feel I did enough. And then I see all you guys, so thank you all. Thank everyone. So thank you.
I would also like to thank Experience Waterloo, Tavis Hall, and Lindsay Peters for graphic design, website assistance, and for not saying no, but answering the call. And you've done an excellent job. And finally, thank you to Main Street Waterloo and Director Jessica and your entire team for handling the logistics and the oversight of this and many of our other Veteran Way projects. And Jessica is also with the Grove Cedar Valley ambassadors, who I would just come up in just a second. But I wanted to say this is part of multiple projects that we'll have moving forward. On June 1st at 7 o'clock at Anton's Garden, not Beer Garden, Anton's Garden, we will have our River Lights ribbon cutting. And with the River Lights ribbon cutting, we're going to light up the waters of the Cedar River. It's always been looked at as a place of divide, but we are going to work to make sure that it continues to grow into a sense of pride and add lights to it and cascading lights along the river. And the 4th Street canopy will also be able to change colors. And every night around midnight, if I'm not mistaken, red, white, and blue will be the colors in honor of veterans, service, and sacrifice. And that's one piece of the Veterans Way projects. And then soon, hopefully sometime in mid-June or early July, we will have a ribbon cutting for our Sullivan Memorial Plaza at the Convention Center, which is another way to honor the Sullivan family and the many brave men and women who have served this country, but also service and sacrifice, as we also honor those that work their hardest to make this city a great place every day. We wanted to make sure that the stories of our veterans are throughout our entire downtown, spanning from the Grout Museum, the Sullivan Museum, all the way to Sullivan Park. And this is the first series of projects that we've been so blessed to do with so many different partners. And last but not least, I could definitely get up here and say I can take credit for everything that's happened, but that's absolutely not true. I've had so many people throughout this community, like a Robin Knight, like Kelly Sullivan, Kevin Dill, Chiquita Loveless, and so many others that have taught me the fact that just because I may not have served doesn't mean that I can't serve, doesn't mean that I can't learn to honor our veterans properly in this community. So those that may not be here and those that have sown the seeds along the way, can we please give them a round of applause? And as I mentioned before, Jessica, Rucker, and the Grove Cedar Valley ambassadors will lead us in a ribbon cutting. But first, Jessica will come up to explain how to find individual banners and the biographies on the website and more about the Walk of Honor itself.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. We're really excited to be able to do the ribbon cutting and dedication for these Veterans Way banners. Main Street Waterloo has been honored to work with the city and the Exchange Club of Waterloo and Experience Waterloo on this amazing project to honor veterans. And bring the Veterans Way project to life. This is a unique element on our downtown's main corridor that will bring people to visit their honored veterans and support local at our more than 25 eateries and 20 retailers. Experience Waterloo and Wendy from the city have worked hard to create an amazing web page where you can find information about each one of the veterans who are honored this year. If you haven't been able to submit a bio for the veteran that you honored, we can still get those added. There are a few that will be getting added before the end of the week. But this is going to be a great way for anybody to visit the website and learn more about the veterans and some of the history of our community. The banners are going to be up this week through Veterans Day, and then once they come down, as Trent mentioned, there will be a ceremony, and the people who purchased them or the people being honored will be able to keep these banners and display them with pride in their home. And don't worry, like Trent said, if you didn't get a banner this year, they will go on sale again soon for 2024.